Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to draw a detailed representation of ACME threads. And again, I'm going to be following along with your textbook. So I would highly recommend that you open your, sorry about that, my computer was catching up. Open up your textbook and follow along so you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The thread note provided here is just for the external thread, and by the way, this is the same one that you'll be constructing in your handout, or one of the two, I should say. I didn't actually provide a thread note for the internal thread, even though I suppose you could, but you do have to draw the external and internal thread, and we'll cover that in this video. So we'll go ahead and get started. The ACME thread is it's not that easy to construct. It has some little difficult things, and also you may find that you may have a hard time exactly matching the dimensions in the handout because of the way it's constructed, but you should get pretty close. So using the right techniques anyway. So what we want to do is I'll start off and I will draw myself a center line about 8 inches long, or 9, just somewhere in that ballpark. And again, we're going to just use this for construction mainly, and we'll change the length of it as needed. The major outside diameter of this thread is 3 inches, so I want to offset that line by 1.5 in each direction. And let me move this a little closer to the thread note. Okay, the pitch is 1/2. Okay, let's see. Our thread length is a little over 4 1/4 inches. So I think what I will do is this is a little bit different than the other threads, and we may make a couple of changes as we go along, but just for now, let's offset that line by 2 1/4 in each direction. So offset, actually let's just do 2.5 because we may need a little extra in each direction, and we can trim it to get the approximate dimensions shown in the handout. It'll be easier to subtract than add. So let's go ahead and change these to the visible line type. And then I want to do some offsets on the using this top line here and the bottom line. I guess I can go ahead and trim off the ends like we've done in the past and erase the line in the middle there. Okay, so we want to make an offset by p/2. Well, if our pitch is 1/2, then half of that would be 1/4. So let's offset by 1/4. And go in that direction, and then we want to offset by p/4. So if our pitch is 1/2, and then 1/4 of that would be 1/8. So O, enter. 1 divided by 8, enter. Okay. Now what I want to do is to offset this line on the right, this vertical line on the right, by p/2, and I will offset that to the left, and I'm actually going to draw several offsets. I'm not sure how many I'll need at this point, but O, enter. 1/4, enter. And we'll do one more. I'm just not sure how many we'll need at this point. Okay, so we're going to array, as you've probably already figured out. Let's it says that we need to draw a 15-degree angled line that passes through alternating intersection points. So for example, here, 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 and here. So let's just start off, and I will start at this line. Make sure that you have some kind of polar tracking increment that fits into 15 degrees. So that will work. Okay, 90 minus 15 is 75. That's why we see the 75 on the arc there. So I'll left click because I see my green polar tracking line. And then let me extend that line to here. And then I will trim off that. Okay, and let me actually put this on the correct line type or layer and make my current layer visible. Okay, um, and we need to, I think I'll add another one going the opposite direction. I'm not going to follow the book exactly. Okay, so I'll do that through this intersection point, and this one will be going in this direction, and again 15 degrees from the vertical, just leaning the other way. So L, enter, and let me so 90 plus 15 is 105. I see my green polar tracking, so I'll left click, let me extend, and then I will trim off what is left. Now I will draw a line from this endpoint to that endpoint. Okay, notice I'm not going all the way to the intersection. And then I want to copy this line to here, okay, because I need that length. Okay, now I didn't actually calculate that length. It's 0.183, which really doesn't mean anything to me. But I want to copy that same length to here, okay, because the on the ACME thread, the width of the crest is the same as the width of the root. Okay, so what I've done is I've actually let me erase. I think I want to erase most of these lines I drew. I just don't think I'm going to use them. But I've done one complete. I'm not sure what to call it. From crest to back to crest. Okay, I'll go from the left side of the crest down to the root and back up to my starting point on my crest. Okay, and I can take that same segment that I created there and drop it down to the bottom. Now this is a single ACME thread, so the crest is opposite a root for a single thread. Okay, so if I just take that and I copy it straight down, okay, notice I have my perpendicular snap on. When I copy it straight down, then a crest is over a root, because up here on the top this is a root, but directly below it that's going to be a crest. Okay, alright, so now that I've done that, now let me array, AR, enter, and let me select those objects, enter, rectangular, and I want to go this direction, so let me just click on the endpoint down there and enter to accept spacing. Now the distance between columns, I actually should have measured it, but I believe it should be P. Okay, now our P is 1/2, so let me put in -1 divided by 2, enter. Okay, and now you can see how all those segments are end to end, just as they should be. Okay, I'm not going to worry a whole lot about the length right now, but let me just do a check just to kind of see where we are on length. So I just did DLI for dim linear. Okay, so right now we're at 4.5, and the dimensions on the handout are 4.2835. So we're probably good there. So now what we need to do is I don't think I'll explode that yet. I'll probably go right back and explode it, but right now I'm just going to leave it as it is. We need to draw lines from crest to crest. Okay, so from that point to that point, from that point to that point, and then from root to root. Make sure you're snapping on the endpoints there. And let me take these. Well, I'll just wait on that. So let me array that across. AR, enter. I'll select those lines, enter. Rectangular. I'll go in this direction. Enter to accept spacing change. Alright, and now I need to define -1/2 as my distance. Enter. Okay, and I don't have enough of them, so let me go into my array edit and let me try to find something that matches what I have already there. Okay, that's maybe a little too much.